Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA video. I first off wanted to apologize for not getting any content out over the past 5 days or so. Me and my family unfortunately came into some very bad news just before the weekend. My granddad fell very ill, and in a short amount of time, unfortunately, he passed away. So me and my family have just been, for the past few days, just trying to support each other. And in all honesty, just been grieving a little bit. So I've had some time away. I did want to apologize, but I hope you guys understand. This is it's a part of life. It's something that happens to all of us. But it was a very alien feeling for me and my family, as we haven't really experienced loss in such a way before. So yeah, I genuinely just needed some time to myself and to spend with my family over the past few days. On top of that as well, I do have a bit of a throat infection or some sort of tonsillitis or something, so do forgive me if I don't seem up to par in the next couple of days. Yeah, guys, so leaving that note anyway, I hope you understand, and thank you for still coming back to watch my videos if you are a returning viewer. And to anybody that's new to the channel, welcome. And we're going to dive into some Algorand technical analysis today and look into some future targets. So taking off for algo here, right? Okay, we've got this low that we put in back on the 13th of October. Okay, and we retraced back down to, you can see here, we've had multiple contacts down to this sort of level around 28 sort of cents. And it's where, we've seen bounces each time we've come down to this level. Now, I did say we was looking for some sort of triple bottom, because you had a bottom here, okay, you had a low here, and right here you've got another higher low. Okay, so they're all higher lows within themselves. And a triple bottom is quite a bullish formation, actually. Okay, you do start to see breakouts when you are sort of structurally holding support around these levels. And I did say if you start to tackle above, I think it was 33 cents we had as key support we was looking to hold, then it would be amazing. And I said that if you start to tackle out of the 41 cents, then it's a good opportunity to go long. Now you can see that Algorand has retraced back to this 1 fib. Okay, so from this low we was retracing to this high. You can see we met that target. Okay, and we actually came up to the 1272 at 45 cents. Now what's happened here is you've pushed back down to the 1 fib. Okay, and right now you're trying to attack back up to this 45 cent area again. Now what I would like everyone to look out for here, again, not financial advice, okay, but if we can start hovering around this area and holding support here, potentially coming back in some sort of bull flag or just holding support in this area, looking for a breakout, I do think if you start to come up and tackle this 45 cents over the next coming days or week or so, I do think potentially, this is potentially, okay, for this to happen, we have to hold 41. Okay, we have to hold 41 as support. Now we have had a close, okay, lower than 41, but you can see that this candle close actually fell back to support bang on to the candle closes that we put in on the 23rd of September, where we actually came up to this high. So what's happened is you've formed a low here, you've started to retrace your way back up, you've tackled out, ran into the 1272, you tackled out the 41 cents, you came back to support, and you actually closed exactly where you closed here for the retracement. So you've turned resistance currently into support, and you're bouncing off of that. Okay, so we have actually bounced off of previous resistance. This was previous resistance, okay, and we came down. Right now we've broke out, ran into the 1272, and have come back to that previous resistance, turned it to support, and we're looking to attack that 45 cents area again. So all we need to do to see confirmation here that we're going to reach this 1618 target, which I did say was one of my targets, is hold this area as support. As I said, coil up, hold it as support, let these EMAs catch up a little bit. And now if these EMAs start to catch up here and you do hold it as support and get a bounce off the 20, if you start to take out 45 cents, I do believe you are going to get that push up to 51. Now at this point I would be TPing, I would be taking some profits, because I do think you would have some sort of retracement, okay, and you'd be retracing back down to lower targets of previous resistance and looking to turn them to support. So I was saying in other videos that I previously released for Algo that you had this bull cross, and this was a very good sign because they don't come around too often. Okay, we had one here, we exploded out, okay, but you started to retrace, you lost support, and we came back down to the 28 cent area. So what we need to see here, okay, if Algo, as I said, starts to break this 45 cents and close up and breaks through, my target is at this 51 cents, of which I do think an impulsive wave target would be met, and at that point I would be looking for a further retracement, which, you know, if we do start to tackle this 45 cent area, gives us approximately another long opportunity of around, from current price now at 43, a 19% long up to that area. So it's all about holding this 41 cent, holding this low, this resistance that we've now turned into support, and it's about breaking this 45. Okay, if you can do that and sort of coil up within this range here, I would expect that break up to the 1618, of which again you would be meeting resistance, previous resistance that we basically had back in May, right? So that's the potential target. If we do break out of 45 cent, I would be looking for 51 to really take some profits here. But for me, I think in the near short term as well, I don't think taking profits on the 1272 is a bad shout. Again, not financial advice, but these areas are potential areas or two sort of targets that I do look out for in regards to taking some profits off the table. It might be a smaller amount here compared to the long up target that I'm looking to actually reach. But nonetheless, okay, you can see that Algorand, since this low here that we had on the 13th of October, is currently up 50%. Okay, so it's not a silly idea in my eyes to take something off of the table. Okay, if you have been involved since these lows, or you've been buying in with this sort of structural foundation. Okay, but what's really bullish here, okay, is you've got this low, you created a high, you had a higher low, and now you've created a higher high. Again, so you're forming bullish structure. All we need to do now is continue to hold higher lows and look for breakouts to higher targets, where you're putting in higher lows again and you're getting higher highs. So there's two things that could happen here. Okay, it's either this wave isn't finished yet and you're holding support, looking for that final extension up to this 1618. At that point, you then come back down to support, looking to hold previous resistance and turn it into support for further continuation. Or at this point at the 1272, we start to come down and retrace back down to support. So where would support be if this is our local top and this is this impulsive wave done looking for a correction? Well, what we can do to find that out is get a fib on from this local high, okay, at 45 cents. And what we're doing now is retracing back down to this low on the grand scheme of things, okay? So we're retracing back down to this 28 cents of which we came from. So in my eyes, what you'd be looking to do is come back down to this area here, this golden ratio between the 050 and the 0618, looking for support. You can see it ties up with this little bit of resistance here, and you can also see that it ties up with this A, B wave high, okay, before the C wave capitulation down to this 28 cent area that we experienced beforehand. Okay, so what I'm looking for here is a potential pullback. Okay, if this is the top, if you start to tackle out of 45 cents, as I said, guys, you're looking for that extra 19% long up to 51. But if you do get rejected, okay, and this is our local top, okay, currently speaking, I would be looking for a pullback. I'd be looking for a pullback back to these areas for support. And at that point, as I said, what you'd be doing is retracing to this. This was an A, a B, a C. Right now, you've had this impulsive move up, massive impulsive move. And what you could be doing is retracing back down from this high, looking to find support on this previous B wave high of this ABC. And holding that as support there, looking for continuation would be amazing. As I said, you'd have a low, you'd have a high, you'd have a low, you'd have a higher high, you'd have a higher low, and you're literally working up in beautiful bullish structure, looking for the complete switch here, okay, and Algorand to take off. Now, what you've got to consider is we've got the FIFA World Cup coming up, and obviously we know the Algorand has partnered with FIFA and is the blockchain for FIFA. A lot of people are speculating around Chili's at the moment for the fan club tokens and so on and so forth. But for me, on the grand scale of things, this is such an underestimated project with an underestimated price in my eyes. And I do think once people start clocking on and taking on to this information, that Algorand's actually going to blast off. Potentially, okay, none of this is financial advice, but potentially. I think some of the FOMO is starting to kick in here, but a lot of people are still focused on Chili's. Now, Chili's has had exceptional runs for the past good few months, okay? It's outperformed a lot of coins in the bear market. Sorry, do forgive me. It's outperformed a lot of coins in the bear market, and I do think whether it slows down or not, I'm not sure. It's kind of acting very similar to how Chainlink did in the previous bear market, but again, let's not forget Algo. Algo, I believe, is a sleeping giant and has massive potential, not just in regards to FIFA, but as a blockchain entity as a whole. Okay, so but these price and the price action may not reflect that in a short amount of time. For me, it's a long-term hold, it's a long-term gain. But over time, okay, when you are in trades from lows to highs and you're up 50, 60, 70%, not financial advice, but take some profits off the table, guys. Okay, don't be silly. So again, okay, just to take away here, the key targets, if this is our high, the key targets that we're retracing to, looking to hold support, sits on this previous B wave high at the 0.618 between 36 to 34 cent. That area I'd be looking for key support for if this is the high and we do start to retrace. And potentially what you could do is put in some sort of an A wave down, a B wave, a lower high than this high, and then your C wave retracement down to one of these areas. Equally, you could have some sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retracement, different waveforms, different correction patterns. But I do think if you fail to break 45 cents, these are the target areas to look for to buy back in. Not financial advice, but you could see here equally, okay, in the RSI still has some room to climb up here. Okay, and if it does climb up and the momentum gets a bit overextended, you are in that overbought area. Now this is what to me looks like, okay, if you can continue to hold this previous level of resistance and turn it to support and coil up, then for me you're looking for that 51 cent, and this is where you might see the RSI climb into the overbought areas, of which would be for me a sort of sell signal or a retracement signal looking to pull back down to these areas. Okay, so it's very important here that we watch what's going on, because if we can hold this area as support, okay, and just coil up on here for a little bit and form some sort of bull flag or some sort of pattern, bullish pattern, and look to break out, and if you start to tackle out that 45 cents, sorry, then you're looking for that 51 cent target, aren't you? Okay, which is the 20% move that we was looking at previously. But if you do look to come back for support around the 36 to 34 cent area, and that to me, guys, I think would be a nice area to sort of get involved. Potentially for some next leg up where you have a retracement, come back for support, break out that 45 cents, and then potentially we reach that 51 cents. Okay, so it's all about holding support here. If you start to see algo on the daily close below 39 cents, do look for the retracement. Okay, so if you start to close below these candles, if you start to close above these candles, okay, it's as simple as break resistance, go long, okay, lose support, go short. Okay, and I just gave you those technical targets to either side. So for me, that's a quick update for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe. From Chart Nerd TA, take care, peace out.